Hello everyone, welcome back to the Rancho's classes. So today's topic is SAP demo and this is series D and episode first. So stay tuned with me. Let me show you the today's content very quickly. So today I am going to start with one of the very basic question: what is ERP? What is SAP? Then followed by who all are eligible to start the career in SAP, best way to start learning SAP, and then the question is what kind of different modules are there, and the last question for today's episode is SAP Market Share. Since this is my episode 1 and I would also like to show you the content for the episode 2 as well. So if you see the right side of the screen, so in episode 2 I am going to cover SAP project types, opportunities in SAP, SAP global certification and benefit, what all are the key websites where you can explore yourself more, then the point, growth, salary and perks, and at the last the class mode and language. Along with episode 2 there will be a third episode as well where I'll be explaining the key websites in more detail. So let's start with one of the very basic question: what is ERP? Since we know ERP stands for Enterprises Resource Planning. So for an example, if I'll take the example of Maruti, they are doing the manufacturing of few components and they will assemble those components and they will create one finished good as a Maruti car. To complete this cycle, they are running few functions. Few functions I mean to say supply chain, procurement, then assembly line, then manufacturing line, the production lines and many more. If I'll take the example of some consulting firms like KPMG, Wipro, Deloitte, then there will be a different sections like project management, risk management and compliance. To handle all these operations, all these functions and all these parameters, every company use one tech platform where they can record, where they can make the records in order to ensure things are moving as per plan and there are some accuracy into the data. Along, if there is some accuracy, if things are moving on track, if I'm using any tech platform, then definitely I can extract the reporting part as well. That reporting part will help to the organization in order to ensure or in order to make the more improvement so that the particular product of the company will be available to the end customer on time. So this is just basic example of ERP. In the market, we have very lengthy list of ERP. SAP is one of them. If you see the bottom side of this slide, I have given few examples of ERP for your quick reference. So like SAP, then Oracle, NetSuite, Microsoft Dynamics 365 and many more. So let me start with the next slide. So next slide is again, around the SAP. What is SAP? So we know what is ERP. Now what is SAP? SAP means System, Applications and Products in Data Processing. SAP was founded by IBM engineers, right? And the system was developed in 1971 and the 5 engineers from IBM, they left the job in 1972 and they have launched their SAP company. So in short summary, we can say SAP was developed in 1971 and it was founded in 1972 in the form of SAP company. Now if you see the bottom side of the slide, this is a bit more detail about the SAP. Since we know SAP is German based company and the latest version of ERP was made available in 2006 and the most recent enhancement package 8 for SAP ERP 6.0 was released in 2016. So the next question is who all are eligible? So stay tuned with me. So let me start with my next slide. Here you go. So applicants need to be any graduate. Yes, if any person is having graduation degree, that person is 101% eligible for the SAP. So basic requirement is graduate. There might be few more requirements based on the employer. If they want to, hire that person with the postgraduate, then that might be different scenario. But from the start, if you are graduate, then you can start your career in SAP. So if I want to give a bit more details about the kind of graduates, then it might be from BA, might be BTech, BSc, BCom, or any other graduate. In case if you have master degree, or if you have small knowledge in computer, or if you have little understanding of the business area, then that would be big plus for you, because SAP always works on your understanding how business is working. If you understand the business concept, then definitely SAP will be more easy to grab the knowledge actually. If you see the bottom side, SAP is equally important for the non-technical group of people as well. Nowadays, there is a huge demand of non-technical peoples into the SAP, because the non-technical group of people is equally important to the technical ones. Yeah. So let me quickly start to the next slide. So this is the very basic question, because we know what is ERP, what is SAP, then who all are eligible. Then the fourth point would be how to start learning SAP. So these are the few methods where you can start your career in SAP. So if you already working professional, maybe you can check with your employer. In case they provide the training, that would be good enough, so that you can grab the information about the SAP and you can complete your certification. If your employer is not providing the training, then you have to adopt the options from the below of the screen. So the next option is SAP Authorized Training Center. Maybe you can take the help from SAP Authorized Training Center in order to complete the course. Next would be online courses. So nowadays there are huge number of online platforms where you can easily grab the SAP. We also provide the online group trainings. If you want the classes from Rancho's classes, you are most welcome. You can use our email or might be comment section if you want to have more details about the SAP. Then the next option is books and documentation. So if you're already working professional, if you have some fair understanding about the SAP, you can take the help from the books and documentations as well. Documents, I mean to say the documents which are there on the Google. You can take the help from those documents as well. The next is access to an ID server. If you have fair understanding about the SAP, you can take the help from the ID server as well. ID server is provided to start the learning SAP and to do the practice. So this is very basic and very fantastic platform where you can start your learning, where you can put your thoughts into the system and you can see the system behavior. At the last, not least, you must be having some training centers around you, and you need to just find out the best training center to start the SAP. This is how we can start the SAP learning to start the career in SAP. What modules are available in SAP? Since we know SAP ensures to cover all the functions of any typical organizations, this will make the SAP module list very lengthy, right? If I'll see from the Rancho's classes standpoint, we are going to cover these 9 modules in detail. So it starts with the SAP supply chain management, material management, sales and distribution, production planning, warehouse management, extended warehouse management, transportation management, logistic executions and quality management. If you see this list very carefully, these are the top 9 the modules which is on top demand nowadays into the market. If you have fair understanding about these 9 modules, then definitely there will be a good opportunity for you. You have to learn the SAP in very detailed way so that you can start your career in one of the module which is there on the screen. Let me take you through the SAP Market Share. Now what is SAP Market Share? In the first slide I mentioned there is a very lengthy list of ERPs which is available into the market. If you want to compare the SAP position with the other ERPs, then this slide is going to help you out. I have given the link of one PDF document which is shared by SAP. So you can access this link to get the document. I'll provide the link in my description box so that you can access, so that you can have the access to the document. So let me click on the link very quickly. Here you go. So this document was released in 2022 and from the SAP itself. This is not the manually created document, or this is SAP official document. So this will give you the high degree of confidence where the SAP is exactly. So this document is having multiple headlines like customer strategy, then financials, market position, SAP end-to-end solutions, innovation, the general facts, etc. But to understand the position of SAP, I think the first paragraph under customer would help. If you take the 100 largest companies as an example, out of 199 companies use SAP platform. That means 99% of the market coverage is with SAP if we'll see from the high lens, or if we'll see from the largest bucket of companies. Now out of, again, if I'll put the same number 100, for the largest companies, 85 companies use SAP latest platform, that is S/4HANA. These two lines indicates there is a huge demand of SAP in market. You can also refer this document if you want to see the document in more detail, but I think these two lines will directly indicate the exact position of SAP into the market. 100 out of, the 99 out of 100, 85 out of 100. They use SAP plus SAP S/4HANA platform. So I'll provide the link of this document to my description box. Please have a look on this document. In case if you feel any difficulty to understand the document, please feel free to put your comment in your comment section, or you can also approach us via email address. So in the next slide, I'll give you the email ID so that you can use that email, in order to get the answer of your queries. We will try our level best to answer your queries. So stay tuned with us. Let me flip back to my slide. So thank you so much. Again, I would like to mention, if you have any questions, if you have any queries, please use this email to connect with us. Email address is ranchosclasses@gmail.com, or you can use the comment section as well. Meanwhile, you can subscribe my channel in order to get the timely notifications, and you can also follow us on the Instagram as well. Thank you so much for your time. Stay healthy, stay safe, take care.